And he says, this doesn't work. And this is a doctor who says it doesn't work. It damages the economy, doesn't help people. Cut 16.
The reality is that lockdowns have clearly never been done before in history, but also have been derided by the CDC and the WHO, and there's no science that supports the use. In fact, the Paris Island Charm Marine study that we talked about last week clearly shows that strict quarantines and lockdowns don't work. This sort of push toward this, and there are other studies from Health Economics done in France that looked at 188 countries. Mm-hmm. It's clear lockdowns simply don't work, and all they do is damage the economy, but they don't prevent the spread of the virus.
So New York is saying don't travel for Thanksgiving, lockdown. They're telling restaurant owners lock down. They're telling gym owners lock up. And what they're saying is they know the danger. For example, in Texas with El Paso, they had to come in, bring in hospital beds, set up little tent hospitals. I get it. They surge resources there. They urge people to do it, but they're not mandating because it's never been done before. So as I mentioned to you, this death rate. So Columbia does this study, this guy Jeff Shaman at Columbia, and they said they're doing the math, and it's really hard to tell if you have a case of this and you sadly pass away, what other things were happening. And then in terms of the death rate to infection rate, it was 0.06 in the spring. Excuse me, 0.09 in the spring. It dropped to 0.06. And then this Jeff Shaman of Columbia University does this study and says, wait a second. The more I see the number of cases and the more I see the death rates, it's actually 0.15. The flu is 1. I want people to be safe. If you're not comfortable, don't go out. But if you could get your kid to school, they're safer up until 8th grade for sure, and I'm sure high school as well. And if you're going to let people protest, you better let them go hang out in an outdoor bar setting. Because you can't have it both ways, and people see the hypocrisy there, let alone all these governors and celebrities who do their own thing because they're rich. 1-866-408-7669. I want to get your calls and find out what you're doing on Thanksgiving. If you amended anything, hey, give your name. It's okay. No one's going to follow you from the radio. But if not, I wouldn't tell. If you plan on traveling, don't tell a soul. You just do your thing. Don't tell a soul. Get tested when you come back. Be responsible, but do not let these politicians run your life. Back in a moment.
Educating, entertaining, enlightening. You're with Brian Kilmeade. Now, the 3 big things you need to know, powered by Safe Touch Security.
Syria is blaming Israel for overnight airstrikes. President-elect Joe Biden announcing his 100-day plan as well as key cabinet picks. A warming trend underway, but it's going to be really nice for everything you have to get done before Thanksgiving. I'm Jeremy Ratliff.
Tomorrow morning on Jacksonville's Morning News.
We're tracking changes in our forecast and tracking near record warm temps for not only Thanksgiving, but into the long holiday weekend. As the North Traffic Center will be updating any delays that you may run into as you are heading out. Weather and traffic every 6 minutes, even on the holidays, as Jacksonville's Morning News starts at 6.
Tomorrow morning on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk.
Open card with a pile of engraved and special handmade card. Give Zero as a call. Zero's technicians are equipping brakes. Stocks go up, but they also go way down. George Jones, market volatility has cost so many the financial freedom they worked so hard to attain for themselves and their families. Joining me is Don Wenner, founder of DLP Real Estate Capital. Don, how can you guarantee that your investors won't lose the insurance police stock investors have?
We provide our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. Not only have we had no losses, we've had very little volatility and have exceeded our return targets in all of our investment funds. I'd love to share with you how the DLP Housing Fund can generate monthly distributions, tax shelters, and great double-digit returns.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net. That's ** invest on your cell phone or highyieldreturns.net.
An investment's past performance is not indicative of future results, and not all investments are suitable for every investor. Investors are advised to fully review and understand the investment materials and seek the advice of a financial advisor if necessary.
Hi, my name is Connor. I live up the road to Heaver Boys Ranch with about 50 other boys. They come to the ranch because we can't live at home or just don't have